Everyone, greetings, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of Brown Girls Are Beautiful. I am your hostess and your melanated queen. Y'all did not come on here yesterday, but my goal is to start just coming on here as much as possible when I can, every day if possible. So, right now it's almost 9 a.m. I really should be getting myself together to get out of here. I got a long day ahead of me, some stuff to do. And I just want to give some words of encouragement for anybody out there today that may be going through it. And I want to say, hey, you know what? Live life for you. Don't let these jobs, don't let these corporate plantations take advantage of you. Had to listen to myself to make sure I could be heard, y'all. If you're tuning in, please like the video, share the video, subscribe, because this is the channel of substance over here. This is definitely the channel of substance. So if you want someone to just talk about celebrity gossip, this is not the channel for you. But if you're looking for somebody to keep it real, be honest and sincere, and tell you what it's really like out here, then this is the channel for you. So we got to think about how the corporate plantation steals our lives. And I, for one, have been I have worked on the corporate plantation for many years. And when I look back on my life, this is what I can tell you. They take your years of youth. That's what they do. They steal all your creativity. They steal all your energy, your motivation, your ambition, your focus. They want everything to be dedicated to them. They don't care what you have going on in your everyday life. They don't care, if you are dealing with anything. All they care about is you getting that work done. And I remember many years I was so frustrated because I knew that I wanted more from my life. I knew I was capable of more. I knew that this did not feel right. Being on a corporate plantation, y'all, was it used to drain my energy to the point where I struggled getting out of the bed. I struggled making it to work on time. I absolutely fought with myself. And you know what that was? My spirit was screaming and crying out, wanting to be free. And the worst thing we can do to ourselves is deny our spirit. We're denying ourselves the right to be free, the capability to be free, because we are tied down to the systematic oppression called life in America, this corporate plantation, this corporate country that we live in that's so full of greed. And to be honest, these jobs are never going to appreciate our energy, our effort, our dedication, our work. All your contributions to that company, you're not recognized at that company. You're not the CEO, you know. And I remember there was a woman, she was much older, but she had been there for years upon years upon years. And I remember one day they actually had a meeting for her. And in that meeting, they wanted to recognize her for being there for 30 years, y'all. 3 decades. This is back when people used to stay on their jobs for that long. But I think that is kind of dwindled down because now what companies will do is get rid of you if they don't want to pay a retirement or a pension. And a lot of companies have actually gotten rid of their pension plans so they don't have to pay that. They're very selfish. They will use and abuse you. But this lady had been on that corporate plantation for 30 years. Don't you know, they said they wanted to give her a recognition because she had never taken a day off. In 30 years, she had never taken one day off, never missed a day of work. And that was supposed to be a day of recognition for her. And really, it wasn't even an entire day. They just briefly went over it when they were giving out awards. And I'm like, So she never got sick. So what if she got sick and she had children? And by that time, I think she had grandchildren. So you mean to tell me that you can't be a human on these corporate plantations? You can't have a regular life on these corporate plantations. What is an award when you have been that dedicated, taking time from your life to someone else's company to get an award to be there for 30 years and never missed a day of work? And guess what? Don't you know before I left there, they gave our entire department a 2-week notice. As a matter of fact, let me rewind that back. First, they made us contractors. So when they made us contractors, that means that we were placed on a what you call a raise freeze. So we could not get raises. Gemma Silver Lawyer, how are you? I'm talking about the corporate plantation, Gemma. And I know today's Sunday, but I just want to send a positive word of encouragement for anybody out there. If you have free time today, if there's something that you want to do for your life, please use today to your best, and go for, working on your plans. I don't know what your plans are. If it's, getting a book published, writing a book, if you are a musical artist, if you want to work on some music, if whatever it is, you want to be a hairstylist, read some books, if you need to study, if you're going to school, please take this extra time to focus on your goals because I'm just giving you the backstories of what I've endured working in the corporate arena. There was this lady that worked on the corporate plantation for 30 years and never missed a day of work. And what I'm saying is that she got recognized in one of our meetings when they were giving out awards and certificates. But at the end of it all, is they put us on a freeze, meaning that we could not receive any pay increases for 4 years. All right. 4 years, no pay increase. And a lot of these corporate jobs, you get a merit increase every year and a bonus. We didn't receive that for 4 years. Outside of that, they ended up making us contractors. So no longer did we work directly for the company. They actually ended up making us contractors, meaning that our benefits changed. That means my health insurance went from really really good to like I had to make a pimp decision, like Cat Williams said. Do I want to go to the doctor if I'm sick? Because I know that, hey, if I go, my bill is going to come back and I'm going to have to pay more. And sometimes I'm there trying to see and determine, do I want them to do an x-ray on my lungs because I'm sick, I'm coughing, and I'm like, oh boy, what is this bill going to look like? You know what I'm saying? Like, we should not have to live like that. And you're working every day. Then we lost access to the gym. It was so silly because they had a very nice gym downstairs that people used to go to like on their break during lunch or after work. So we had lost access to the gym. I think we had to give up. If you had a badge to the gym, you couldn't go to that anymore. And then on top of that, they ended up making us, yeah, giving us a 2-week notice before we departed from there. 2 weeks is what we had. And some of the people got called, to the office. They came back and, rumors started floating around. Word got out fast that this is what they were doing. They called us one by one. They told us to go into this room. We sat down. There was a phone. um, the intercom was pulled up on the phone. It was like on speaker, and we spoke to some guy, and he was just telling us what the direction of the company was going. So we had 2 weeks basically to decide what we needed to do. So all that time, y'all, I was looking for jobs on the clock. I didn't care anymore because they didn't care. They knew that they were going to do this, but see what jobs are. They're very selfish. They're not going to tell you that they're going to get rid of you because they know that they can no longer use you as their slave to get this work put out because now your interest is in yourself and they want the interest to be in their job. No, it doesn't work that way. Put yourself first, y'all, because we have a very limited time, a very limited amount of time on this planet. And if you're on a job for 8 hours a day, that is taking a big portion of your day. So my advice is, even if you're on the job, like say you work, in a place where you can actually do something outside of that job without people really knowing about it, Sometimes I would sit at my desk and write because I love writing. And I said, one day I want to get my books published, and I'm still going to work on that, even if it's an ebook, y'all. So that's one thing that I would advise everybody to do is utilize your time to the best of your abilities, even if it's on the corporate clock, even if it's on your break. Just take the time to work on you. And then also, they what they ended up doing is, my apologies, they gave us a 1 week notice. Let me rewind that back. They gave us a 1 week notice. It wasn't even 2 weeks, it was a 1 week notice telling us that we would only have 1 week before we would be departing from that job, because they outsourced our work to the Middle East. So the Middle Easterners would be taking over our jobs. 1 week notice, y'all. Everybody had to make plans. There are many people in there trying to determine what they were going to do. They talked to us about unemployment. Luckily for me, I didn't have to go on unemployment because my job ended that Friday. On Monday, I was starting a new job because I diligently was looking for jobs before all of this transpired anyway, because of how they were treating us. I was tired of being treated like a number, like a slave on a corporate plantation. I was tired of being ridiculed as if I'm incompetent. And I was one of the highest producers, top performers in that department. I was tired of not being able to grow, not being able to utilize my skill set, my talents, my intelligence. I was tired of being treated like I was no better than the position that I was given. I had outgrown that position, and I was tired of it. And I tried to apply to so many different positions in that department that I was very well capable of doing. And I feel like I was being blackballed, because sometimes when you do really well on your job and you do really well in the team, management doesn't want you to leave. They want you to be in that department to help get the work out. Yeah, I used to train other people. They used to pull me to the side to work on special ad hoc projects sometimes. So I knew that it was not me. I knew I was not incompetent. I knew I was very well capable, and I was going to school. I would leave work and go to school. Sometimes I would leave work, take my PTO, and come back to work. That's how dedicated I was. But I'm saying this because you can put a lot of years, a lot of your life, and if you don't build something for yourself outside of that, if you don't utilize your talents and your skills outside of that, what you don't use, you will lose. And I think it's very important that I emphasize that. So today is Sunday. Heute ist Sonntag, Domingo. I know everybody wants to use this to take a day of rest, but if you have, I don't know if it's an hour or 2 hours for your day, please use this time to work on something for yourself, because you don't want to look back later on regretting it. I spent 12 years, okay, working for that company for them to give us a 1 week notice. 12 years. They don't care. And some people have been there longer than me working in that department. And I was always wondering, why do people stay somewhere so long instead of trying to move laterally, or even if you have to leave the company? But you have a lot of people that feel like this is the one and only way to make it, and they don't want to lose their benefits. Y'all, F them benefits. You can get more benefits on another job, even if you have to, finagle some things and get benefits. There is always going to be a way. The universe is always going to make a way. It's up to you to say to the universe and to yourself and orchestrate your life and say, look, you're not going to be the thief of my dreams. You're not going to be the determinant of my life path. I am worth more than just being a worker, a corporate slave for your plantation. To add insult to injury, those people, um, even when we got evaluations, they would say, even though you are achieving the goals, meeting the goals, exceeding the goals, this is all that we could, when they did give us a merit increase, this is all we can give you because we're on a budget. They will always limit what you are worth. But when you do things for yourself, there's no limit to what you can achieve for yourself. the amount of money that you can make. And this is something they don't teach in school. They will never teach this in school because the Rockefellers already said, I don't want a country full of thinkers. I want a nation full of workers. Go look it up. Go look it up. So in school, we're not taught how to thrive. We're not even really taught how to survive. We're just taught how to think. They tell us what to think, what to memorize. We're not really critically thinkers in school. Everything is determined for us. We're being dictated to because we live in a dictatorship. And they make us think that we have all these options when really we don't have the options that we should be having. There are other countries that actually are not afraid of their government. America over here is afraid of their government because the government determines and dictates everything for us. And a lot of people, excuse me, have been caught up in a trap, in a system where they're dependent on this government for everything, for food, for shelter, for money, for housing. And when they get you caught up in this dictatorship, you have to follow their rules. It's all about power and control, y'all. And David, I don't know why you have a bunch of question marks. It's all about power and control. So, really, you have to take control of your own life the best way you can within the parameters of these laws that we have. You know what I mean? So, we can't infringe on other people's rights, but what we can do is dictate what we want for ourselves. So, any dreams, any goals, any wishes, any desires, it has to be an everyday, steadfast task. Okay, because at the end of it all, there have been a lot of people that have stepped out of this world, 20 in their 20s, 26 years old, 33 years old. I know a few people that haven't made it, to be on this planet for 4 decades, let alone 3 decades. Some people don't get to live their dreams. So if you have time, your time is a gift. Every day, every second is a gift. Don't let these people, girl, who are you talking about? David, you can get off. You can get off my live stream, okay? Because first of all, I don't like how you're talking to me. So you can go. You can definitely leave. And if you don't want to leave, I'll make you leave because I'm not dealing with that today. So you can go ahead on somewhere. I don't like your tone. But anyway, like I'm saying, for the people that have some common sense, um, just go after what you want, and that's really the message, okay? That's really the message. Let me go ahead and remove you, okay? So you can go ahead and be gone. There. Now we don't have to worry about it because I'm not going to tolerate ignorance, y'all. I've been through too much in life, and you're not going to come on the internet. You're not going to come into my live stream with nonsense. And if your tone isn't right, if I feel the energy isn't right, you will not be on here shifting the energy of my channel. Okay. I'm not tolerating it. So that's that, y'all. You can like the video, you can share the video, you can get inspired by the video. And if you don't like what I'm saying, get off of the video. It's just simple as that. Heute ist Sonntag. This is a Sunday AM. This is not a day for nonsense. You want nonsense? Go elsewhere. This is the channel of substance. For those that can relate, you will relate. If you cannot relate, then you won't relate. If you got to come on here and ask me what I'm talking about, go on your own channel and talk what you want to talk about. But don't come over here questioning me. David, you go to sleep. And I thought I basically told you to leave, but yet you're still here. So honestly, you want attention, and maybe you're not getting enough at home. Maybe your parents didn't give you enough attention. Maybe you don't have a girlfriend or a wife or a significant other that wants to give you attention. So maybe you need to go and find some business of your own. Maybe that's what you should be doing. And it's really sad you have to come to a stranger's channel to get attention. You seem real desperate. Go get help. Go seek medical help that you need, because there are a lot of spiritual entities out here that need help. You go get some rest and go get some sense if you have a brain that will actually work. See if you can do that. We don't have time for nonsense. Like I said, this is the channel of substance. This is Brown Girls Are Beautiful. All day, every day is hashtag no days off. And we're not going to have nonsense over here. Don't come back over here. You will be reported. Don't come back over here because I'm not having it. So stay in a children's place. Stay over there with the NPCs, non-player characters, what you are. And the only way that you can get any type of reaction is to come on the internet interrupting a stranger's channel you know nothing about. That's really sad. And I feel sorry for you. You need to go get some medical and mental help. But it's people like that walking in the world. It will be a person like that that's on your job trying to make your job miserable because they are very unhappy within themselves. It's people like that that don't have a life, and their only life is to get on the internet and try to seek attention because they don't have what they want in their lives. Pretty sad, but too bad. Okay. I'm too grown for that. So don't refer to me as girl. Yes, the name of this channel is Brown Girls Are Beautiful, and that's for a reason. I have a brand that I have called Brown Girls Are Beautiful, and I named the channel this, but I'm not a girl. Don't tell me to go get rest. I already woke up. Apparently, you're still asleep in the mind intellectually. So that's your problem. You need to go address that with yourself and whoever created you. I feel sorry for whatever parents that brought you in this world. She probably should have took that pill so you wouldn't have even had to populate on this planet. All right? So you go worry about why you are brought into existence and why you're mad at yourself and trying to come to my channel taking it out on me. You worry about that. So anyway, like I was saying, we're going to work on what we have, our goals, our dreams, ambitions, skills, and talent. And just like I handled that person, that's how I want you to handle people when you get on your job. Like there were a few times I had to actually talk to the managers and put them in their place and let them know they will not disrespect me, whether I'm an employee or not. That's what I'm talking about. You walk in your divinity. You don't let people come to you and think they're going to handle you on your platform. You're not going to come into my energy while I'm talking, interrupting my conversation in my chat section, thinking you're going to disrespect me. That's how you handle people, y'all. And then you don't let them shift your focus. You get back on track. You handle it real quick and get back on track because that's the demonic spirit. That's how evil spirits lurk and work on this planet. So I can talk about whatever I want. You know, if you don't like it, move around. There are plenty other channels. There are plenty other platforms to go to. So I don't want anybody to feel discouraged today. I don't want anybody feeling like they're in a low vibrational energy. There's always going to be some type of entity, some type of spiritual creature lurking in the shadows, trying to enter into any crack or crevice in your life, whether it's emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and sometimes physically, y'all. But you have to be strong enough to walk in your divinity. And that's the message that I always send over here. Walk and hold your power, ladies, because for that to be, and they were going on the name of David, whether that's a male or female, or they could be ambiguous. Some people don't know what they are. Okay. They don't know if they're male or female. So whatever the creature is, um, they need to go find out what they want in life and who they are in life and stop trying to deflect, because a lot of people deflect even on your job. A lot of people deflect whether it's in your life. They want to push their negativity out on you because they're unhappy and miserable and they just need somebody to take it out on. But this is not the one today. I have a lot of things I have to do today. I'm going to have a very long day. And I do intend to get all those things done. And I just wanted to send these words of encouragement out, these words of power out today. So thank you so much for those who have joined the channel, who subscribed, who liked and shared the video. I don't really see likes, but if I have to like it myself, I will, because my energy is valuable, and you have to tell yourself your energy is valuable. So don't ever let someone come try to ridicule you, gaslight you, criticize you, make you feel less than. They don't know you. Um, and this goes on a lot in this world, on this planet, because people are that miserable. People are seeking attention in any way that they can get it. And we have to get back to the inner core of who we are within ourselves and within our being. A lot of people are not going to relate to certain messages because they don't have the intellectual prowess to understand where I'm coming from. So this is not for them. This is not for people that have a low vibrational frequency. This channel is not for people that have a low level of intelligence. This channel is for people that can understand and overstand the messages that I speak. If you cannot relate, please move around and leave. And it's just like that. I'm not going to water down my message for anyone. I am not going to stop coming on my channel for anyone. If anything, you can leave and depart. And that's how you have to carry it in life. If someone doesn't agree with you, they don't like you, and they don't even know you, you have to be strong enough and know yourself enough to stand up in your power, ladies, because there are a lot of wicked, evil creatures out here that depict themselves as men, but they're males, okay? And they are little children called man children. They're man childs. They walk around looking like men, but deep down inside, they're not fully grown. So, what do? They like to antagonize females because they're weak, they're cowards, they're very simple minded, and they cannot stand up to a real man in real life. Like if they were to see you in public with a man standing in your presence, all the stuff they say on the internet in a chat section behind a keyboard or behind a text on a phone where you can't see their picture, they would never step to you and say it in front of that man in person. They wouldn't even likely say it to you in person. Y'all, I have been in so many situations. I remember one time I was in a gas station and this tall Caucasian man, I don't know why he did this, but this man was like at least 6'5", and I am not that tall. I'm very thin framed and petite. But the man, I'm standing in line and he brushes up against me, very obviously brushed up against me, like, and went and got in front of the register. And it was very rude. He didn't say excuse me or anything. Don't you know, I when I came into contact with him, I pushed him. I sure did. He didn't do a damn thing about it. No, he did nothing. And I know I was on camera. I was on my lunch break. You don't treat a female that way. And a lot of times there'll be a male sitting there watching stuff. They won't intervene. We have a lot of males that are not men walking around on this planet. They will sit there and pull out a phone and record. That is ignorance. And we have to call this behavior out. We cannot tolerate this type of nonsense. The Prime Kid said, let me join. What's good, Prime Kid? How are you? I'm not going to be here on very long, Prime, because I have stuff to do. I really need to get myself together. I'm about to get out of here. But I appreciate you for wanting to join. You're more than welcome to comment in the comment section, like, share, and subscribe the video. But yeah, I just wanted to come on here because I'm digressing off the topic here. The topic was the corporate plantation. And I was talking about it because I was watching this video a few minutes ago about the people that are going out here doing DoorDash. And there was a guy that said that he's a music artist, but he does DoorDash to get some money. And he was saying how they're not really compensating them. They're not getting paid what they're worth. So that just reminded me that I wanted to send a message out anyway, because when I was, getting myself together earlier, these downloads started coming to me and I wanted to just touch on that topic. There's no company that's going to ever pay you what you're worth. You're never going to get paid to be paid like the CEO or a millionaire, because they're not going to make money if they pay you what you're worth. Our time, our talents, our gifts are very limited while we're here on this earth. And we we have to monetize and capitalize the best way we can off of these things. Whether if you have the voice to speak, if you're able to narrate, if you're able to, whatever it is, you can type, you have a way with your words, you are a musician, you are an artist, you can do so many things out here. What they don't teach us is how to monetize off these things. But now that we have public platforms, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Rumble, I mean, there's so many different things out here that you can put your gifts on. TikTok. Let the world see, and don't worry about anybody that's going to come on and criticize, because guess what? When your time here is up, those people that are talking about you are not going to be there at your bedside, not going to be there in the hospital with you when you're leaving out of this world transition, and you're not even probably going to see these people again. So what difference does it make whether these people like you or not? Whether these people um care about what you have going on, if they don't like what you have going, who cares? There are billions upon billions of people on this globe. Somebody is going to gravitate towards you. Somebody is going to believe in what you have. Your gift will grow, your talent will grow, your business will grow, your merchandise will sell, your services will sell. Keep trying and keep going. And I don't care if you have to try a multitude of different things until something works. Monetize and capitalize off of you. That is the main focus and the main message that I'm delivering today. And just as I was delivering that message, you just saw how the devil tried to interrupt. I think I'm preaching to somebody today. I think we're having Sunday service today. Forget going to church. I'm having church right here. I'm telling you the message right here. We just saw the devil working in the chat section. We just saw the devil working on the internet, trying to attack me, coming on the channel. And what did I do? Brown girls are beautiful. Had to stump the devil today. Had to stump the devil at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here while I'm delivering a message. Can I get an amen? All right. So that's how we handle demonic attacks. And y'all, I'm going to go ahead and sign out. Thank y'all for tuning in. Please like, share, subscribe. I'll be coming back on. If not later today, maybe tomorrow, but I'll be posting some videos for y'all. All right. Continue to walk in your divinity. Like I always say, celebrate yourself, because if you don't, who else will? Y'all stay blessed, and I'll tune in with y'all later.